Hello. How are we? Thank you for being here. Look at this. I am dressed inappropriately for this backdrop. This is the PG version of Westworld. That's what this is. It's Looney Tunes meets Westworld. Well, my name's Josh, and I'm happy to be here. And a lot of comedians, after the show, we get to talk to people, we get to meet people. They always want to ask the same questions. The one that I get asked the most is, why do you do stand-up? How'd you get into doing stand-up? And it's a pretty simple reason. I feel like I'm funny all the time. And I don't mean 24 hours a day. I mean not just when I'm on stage, right? But the problem with that is when I'm funny out there in the real world, and I don't have lights and a microphone and cameras on me and people sitting in chairs next to each other facing me waiting to hear something funny, a lot of times jokes just go to waste. So I started doing stand-up to give my humor a second chance at life. A good example of this was the last Valentine's Day. I was at my local grocery store in the floral department trying to find that perfect bouquet to take home with me, and there's another gentleman a couple feet away doing the exact same thing, and he didn't talk to me, but he was talking to me because I was the only one around, and he was talking pretty loud. This is what he says. He goes, "Man, it's crazy how much money you got to spend on something that's just gonna die." And I was like, "I know, and you got to buy him flowers." Now, listen, people, I love my wife, but that may be the funniest thing I have ever said in my entire life, okay? But he wasn't ready for it. He was like, "Well, good luck with that, buddy," and he just started to walk away. I was like, dude, that was gold. It's a good thing I'm on Twitter. From Cincinnati, Ohio, which means I go on terrible Midwest family vacations every year. I have no say in where we go. 2 years ago, we went to Amish country. I don't know if you guys have been to Amish country, but that place is not fun at all. Okay, I did not care for. You know what I didn't like? I'll tell you what I didn't like. The people. I didn't like the people. I'm sorry. If you're friends with them, I apologize. I found them to be very hypocritical, you know? Because they're all, "We don't believe in electricity, but we'll use it if we need to run your Visa card." And I don't like that attitude, all right? I said, "You go big or go home, Ezekiel. Don't plug up." It's a slippery slope. He didn't like me, probably because his name wasn't Ezekiel, but he looked like it should have been, you know, I couldn't have been that far off, is what I'm trying to say. I think we just got started on the wrong foot, okay? Because the only reason I agreed to go in the first place was if I was allowed to take pictures that I could put on Facebook. And the first time I take a picture, I get scolded by this Amish man. He says, "Sir, we would appreciate if you're going to take pictures that you did not take them of us." And I said, "Why is that?" He said, "Pictures give us a sense of pride, and we don't like to do things that make us feel proud." I said, "You're charging $3,000 for a kitchen table without any chairs to go with it. I'm pretty sure you're proud of that table, all right?" Not proud. Why don't you tell me for the fourth time how you put that barn up in one day? You're not proud. Okay, I'm just gonna go over here and I'll just let you know that I don't care how good your pretzels are. I'm not gonna be coming back here to Amish country. And I left them a scathing Yelp review. I never heard back from a manager, which is so typical. But, last year we did Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Been there? Yeah. Gatlinburg, if you haven't been, it's an American Indian word. It means land of the couples that wear matching airbrush t-shirts. I don't know if that's accurate, but it's accurate, okay? And they always pick the same design. It's a silhouette of a much skinnier couple than the people who are wearing the t-shirts. And on the shirts, that couple, they are holding hands, confidently in love. Their feet are in the sand. They're underneath a palm tree. There's a rainbow sunset on what is clearly the ocean in the background. Then they write Gatlinburg across the top so that you know which of the islands in the Smoky Mountains that they visited, right? They're not smart people, okay? but it makes for great people watching. Now, I don't know if you like to people watch, but I'm a huge fan. It's free. You know, you just sit there with someone you love and talk about the folks walking by for a couple hours. And Gatlinburg is prime pickings. I mean, get your camera ready. You're gonna see someone that you like enough to want to share them with others. And I'd like to put this out there. If you ever take pictures when you people watch, please email them to me because my buddies and I trade them like they're baseball cards. It's probably the most fun game I've ever played. I'll give you a couple tips if you think you might want to take pictures when you people watch. Number one, make sure that the flash and the sound on your phone are turned off. I know, sounds like a no-brainer, right? Guys, I've been doing this a long time. I messed up. I'm in line for security at the airport. I'm going this way, coming at me, gentleman, Hawaiian shirt, shaved face, but out of the top of his shirt was this perm. I don't know if that's the right. A tuft. It was the brightest, whitest, bushiest chest hair I have ever seen in my life. I've seen white chest hair, okay? This was next level. It was teased, possibly bleached. He looked like a Build-A-Bear whose neck had been slit to send a message to the other Build-A-Bears to get it together because the numbers are low, right? And I knew if I didn't get a picture of him, I wasn't going to be able to sleep that night. Now, here's the rub. I can't take a picture from this distance at this angle. No one's going to appreciate how awesome this thing is. If I really want the likes, I got to time it so that when he's passing by me, I can get that profile shot. Right? Really give it some depth. Now, to do this, it's a timing thing, so I have this face I make, which is basically, what? I'm just checking Twitter, even though my phone's kind of pointed in your general direction. He stops right here, I hit the button, it's like, kick flash. I was like... There's a Pokemon on your shoulder, sir. Could you please? I'm gonna get it. Please hold still. Oh, he jumped into your obnoxious chest hair. That stinks. Maybe next time. We'll get him next time. We'll get him at the layover. So be careful. The other tip is also very obvious one, but it's what happened to me when I was in Gatlinburg, and that's to make sure you have a full battery, all right? If you're gonna spend a day people watching picture taking, charge up. Because I'm in Gatlinburg. I'm on the main drag. If you've never been there, Gatlinburg is basically just one hill. It's just one street, you know, with museums. I mean, that's their word, not mine. I mean, call me old-fashioned, but I just feel like if Cooter, the tow truck driver from the Dukes of Hazzard, is the only face I can see on the front of your building, you're not allowed to call it a museum, okay? I don't care what's inside. They got a lot of gift shops, and then my favorite place to people watch in any tourist town, but especially Gatlinburg, is the old-fashioned candy kitchen. I love that place so much, because no matter what time of day you walk up, you're gonna see the same thing. There's gonna be a hillbilly pressed up against the window who cannot figure out how they're making taffy on the other side of the window, and it is the greatest thing they've ever seen. They're like, get out of here. Nuh-uh. Hey, come look. It's where they make it. The taffy from Cracker Barrel. Yeah, it all comes from... I don't know how they do it, even though I can see the whole process from right here. They stand there, hours. And I saw her a block away, dude. The Mickey Mantle rookie card of people watching. I got so excited, I was like, I've heard about you. Oh, you are coming home with me. Easy, girl. Easy, girl. I'm not gonna hurt you. I got close enough, I pressed the button, nothing happened, I just pressed it again. Dead battery sign. What? No! I scared her, she ran back into Ripley's, believe it or not. Believe it or not. And I just sat down on the bench right there in between the Pancake Pantry and Fanny Farkle's arcade. I was so mad. All this time I tracked her. I just let her get away. Wish I could pass my phone around and let you guys see how awesome she was, but I can't because I was careless. So I'll just describe her as best I can. She had early 1990s hair. Remember that look? Pulled back tight in a ponytail, but in the front. Guys, you remember that look? I don't know if you ever saw how those got made. I showed up too early for prom one year, haven't slept a full night since. That haunts me. I'll never forget, I walked through the back door, corsage in hand. She's just standing there in front of the big mirror. She was gorgeous. But this lady in Gatlinburg, I don't know how else to describe. She looked like someone who might frequent a Long John Silver's / Kentucky Fried Chicken, like a 2-in-1 fast food restaurant. I don't know if you guys ever go to those, but there's good people watching in there too. So any of them, I don't care what the combo is. For some reason, the average redneck brain can't seem to process that there are two businesses operating behind one counter and sharing the menu above. And the first time they see it, it just catches them off guard. They're like, okay, could I get a... Okay, do I need to be at this register if I want chicken? Is this like a food court or something? It's the same company. I can order off of both of them. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I'm getting a family meal deal. I get 2 sides. Could I get a side from this side and then a side from that side? Like if I could hurry up and decide, could I go from side to side for my sides? I can? I want to try that. Okay. Well, extra biscuits. I mean, I knew that before I came in here. And what does Long John Silver's have? Hush puppies. What? Can I do that? 2 breads? Oh, yeah, hook it up. I know it sounds like I'm really exaggerating for the sake of stand-up comedy, but it's not as much as you think, okay? I promise if you go to any 2-in-1 fast food restaurant and just grab a seat close to the register, just within earshot, within 5 minutes, you'll hear some trucker spit out a sentence that has never been formed in the history of words because he's buckling under the pressure of the line that's now formed behind him. He's like, oh, God, I'm sorry, you guys. I hadn't even thought about tacos, and then I come in here, and boom, right there they are next to the pizza. But if you can make wherever you go, half of it Long John Silver's, like that's where you're going to have the best time. All right. At any Long John Silver's, you will hear a grown man ask for extra crumbs, which is a new low for our society and really racist humans. Now, if I've completely lost you, Long John Silver's, it's a fast food seafood restaurant. And what they do is they take chicken and fish and they dip it in their batter and then they put it in the deep fryer. And when they flip it from the deep fryer, little pieces of that batter break off. And then a pile of those little pieces form. And then people go, hey, could I get a scoop of the thing that, right there? I want some of that stuff, like the garbage on the bottom. I want some of that, like, put some of that into my treasure chest. They get all, and I was like, did that guy just ask for more crumbs? Like, I thought I might have misheard, right? She pushes a button on the register. Boop, crumbs, 10 cents. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. How often does this happen? Okay? Seriously. Like, I thought I could be witnessing the first time in the history of Long John Silver's where some guy was like, listen, this is going to sound a little crazy, but I'm a little short on cash, and I have a long drive ahead of me. Could you maybe just put some of that stuff into a cup? I could snack on it while I'm on the road. I don't know. No, people. It happens so much that it has been programmed into the register. And if that's the case, right? If whatever you call that stuff has its own button, which I'm pretty sure we can all agree was not in the original business plan. That tells me that there was a day somewhere that it went down, right? And as a professional people watcher, I'm just mad I wasn't there to see it. You know, because I just picture some toothless manager storming out of the back. Hey, somebody's going to have to start paying for these crunchies, all right? I can't be giving this stuff away all day. If everybody's going to ask for it, we got to figure something out. Let's just be honest. Y'all love free stuff. That's what it is, ain't it? Yeah, it is. That's why we had to get rid of our tartar sauce pump and switch to packets, put them behind the counter, limit 2 per customer, because y'all were pumping it right into your boats. Are you kidding me? Nobody needs that much tartar sauce. And I'm sick of dealing with it. And he tries to slam the door, but it's that metal kitchen door, right? So just 10 minutes later, no one's speaking because you can still hear him in the back ticked off. I ain't settling down, Tommy. I'm sick of this. They don't pay me enough to put up with this. I'm so mad my hand's shaking. I'm supposed to bowl tonight. Now what? I'm done. Well, I don't care if I said it before. I mean it this time. You watch. As soon as I can afford that lift kit and them Luke Bryan tickets, you ain't never gonna see me again. I'm out. Well, of course I'm going. Florida-Georgia line's opening. I ain't gonna miss that. They're the only dudes that can settle me down right now. You do that for me? All right, you take the Nelly part. You make me wanna roll my window. Okay, listen. Obviously, I've thought way too much about a day that probably never happened, okay? I'll give you that. But I have questions, and I want them answered. And the only people that can answer them are those in charge at the Yum Brands. If you're not familiar with who they are, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Long John Silver's, A&W Root Beer. Now, I don't know what they're on, but they're on something, okay? All their ideas, whether it's for the restaurant, the 2-in-1 fast food concept itself, I feel like they just get together in a big room. Hey, Carl, you got anything? There have been several occasions where I was like, I want fried chicken and pizza at the same time, but probably was not in a stable position to drive 2 separate places. Can we do something about that? Yeah, I think we could do something about that. We could probably sell both of those here, right? Yeah? All right, we can put that down. Save some money on rent. Phil, what do you guys got? Okay, we're representing Pizza Hut, and you know the doughy part around the outside of the pizza? The crust? The crust, dude. I told you it was called the crust. What if, and I'm just spitballing here, we remove the crust and replace it with a ring of soft pretzel, pigs in a blanket, and if we can't do that, could we just fill it with cheese? Well, we can certainly look into one of those, if not all of them. I think those are all good ideas our audience would certainly enjoy. Ricky, what about you? I've always wanted to make taco shells out of Doritos. That's what I'm talking about. That needs to be, put that down first. We got to figure that one out first. Maybe the greatest idea that's ever come out of these summits. We'll start with nacho cheese, Cool Ranch in the 4th quarter. People love little red and green flecks on their taco shells at Christmas. I love it. I love everything I'm hearing. Taco Bell, they crack me up, right? Because they know if you're going to eat there, you're going to eat there, right? Nobody's on the fence about Taco Bell. Nobody's like, well, let's just wait and see what the next commercial looks like. You know if you're going to go back or not. And Taco Bell knows that. That's why they can put out a product that has the exact same ingredients as 3 other products on their current menu. They just change the name and or shape of it and will make you feel dumb for asking about it. They're like, what we have for the spring, this is seasoned steak, lettuce, cheese, tomato, and sour cream encased in a flour tortilla. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, that sounds like a steak burrito. Well, it's not. Okay? A steak burrito is rolled up, okay? With this, we fold the sides in, we press it with a t-shirt iron. I don't know what's so hard to understand about the technology we've invested in the crunch wrap. That's what we're calling it. It's a crunch wrap. Their desserts, they don't even try with their desserts. They just take some other dessert you're kind of familiar with and change it a little bit, you know? We have Cinnabon bites. Isn't that just a cut up Cinnabon? I mean, yeah, but we cut it up for you, okay? You could say gracias. We took the time to put it into this drink cup that was already sitting right here. I mean, how much of the lifting do we have to do? I remember a couple years ago, the Hostess company went bankrupt, and then like a month later, some mysterious entity saved them from bankruptcy. I thought for sure it was Taco Bell. I was waiting for that commercial. For years, I was waiting for that commercial, right? It's the Twinkie burrito. We have stuffed a Twinkie full of taco meat, deep fried it. Sir, would you like Twinkie cream or sour cream? I don't care if it's coffee cream. I would like my Twinkie burrito, some fire sauce, 2 Ho-Ho Lupas, and a Mountain Dew. The blue Mountain Dew, too. I want the Baja. Guys, we got an obesity problem in this country. And I know you're like, is this dude about to make fun of fat people while using his stomach as an armrest? And the answer is yes. I sure am. Okay, you don't have to clap. That's not supposed to be the funniest thing I've said so far, okay? I understand where I'm at with this body. There's so many little signs that tell you you need to fix it, all right? You need to get it together. Like I'm in a weight now where if I raise my hand higher than this, I gotta fix my clothes when I put it back down. Little signs let you know it's time to clean it up. Had another one recently when I was on an airplane and the Delta flight attendant asked me to switch seats to balance out a 747. That will ruin your day instantly. And I know it wasn't me, all right? I know it wasn't me. It was where I was sitting versus where there were too many empty seats. But when you're a little self-conscious about your weight, you can't process that. You can't rationalize. That's not what you hear. What you hear is, sir, if you go 10 feet that way, the whole plane will fly properly. Could you help us out? Could you help us out? Thank you. Thank you. It's very kind of you. And if you have to use the restroom, please ring your call button so we can send 2 people back to your seat. I don't want to go nose up right into the sun, okay? Yes, I'll give you some extra Biscoff cookies for this hassle. Yes, I will. I know they're your favorite, yes. I don't know, I think this is gonna be my year to get it back, you guys. That wasn't supposed to be funny either, man. I'm a little optimistic. My weight's gone up and down my entire life, and I blame the Book It program. Some of you know. If you're unfamiliar, when I was in elementary school, Pizza Hut decided that the best way to solve the illiteracy problem was to offer children a free personal pan pizza if they read 4 books, or told their teacher that they read 4 books. And it was great. It was great when you were a kid. You got pizza for doing homework. But 25 years later, nobody's making you read books. You're hooked on pizza. That's kind of what I'm going through right now. I just love food. And it's not that I eat too much. I just eat the wrong things. I love bad food, you know? But I know I'm not the only one. I mean, Bath & Body Works was selling a candle that smells like mashed potatoes. How fat are you, okay? When you want your bedroom to smell like buttered mashed potatoes. this fat. I got the gravy one too. You guys, it smelled so good. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie to you. You're so nice. It smelled just like them. It was buy one, get one. And I got a free bottle of fried chicken body wash because I opened up a credit card to pay for it. Like, it was totally a good deal. I mean, you can turn on the TV and know how we feel about food. There's a reason there's not a show called Gluten-Free Vegan Cupcake Wars. No one wants to watch it. Nobody's like, hey, did you see Salad Boss last night? Yeah. It's crazy. And vegans, I don't know if there's any vegans in here with enough strength to raise your hand. Is there one? Was that her? Was that someone calling out for meat?
Oh, I'm a vegan. Help me. I need a burger.
I'm envious of vegans. If you can do it, good for you. I ain't about that life. I've had one vegan experience. It did not go well. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm walking down the street. I pass a bakery with all these beautiful things in the window. So I just kind of poke my head in and I go, excuse me, ma'am, what are those on the bottom? She says, that's a root beer float donut. And it just came out of the oven about 20 minutes ago. Do you want one? I was like, no, I want two. But only put one in the bag because the other one ain't making it out of this store. So she hands me the one over the counter. I take a bite as we walk to the register, and I was like, no. She's like, sir, did you know this is a vegan bakery? I was like, nope. And she's like, yep, that's what I figured. She goes, see this sign right here? It says no product contains an ingredient that comes from an animal. And I was like, well, that's ironic, because this is some bullshit. No, listen, I didn't say it, but I should have, because she deserved to hear it. And you do deserve to hear it. She should have known when I came through that door that I was in the wrong place. Look at me. Look at me. I guarantee I don't look like any of her regulars, okay? And I would have had a lot more respect for her if she would have been like, sir, I think you might want the place down the street. Yeah, that's okay. It happens all the time. It's right down the street. Love everything you're looking for. Milk, eggs, butter, taste. Right down the street. Just, yeah. I don't know. Maybe 2 blocks. I'm sure you'll call an Uber. You can wait in here. I know. It's at least 70 degrees with no humidity outside. I wouldn't want you melting. All I'm saying is, I don't know who came up with that phrase, looks can be deceiving. But I bet they just walked out of a vegan bakery. That's what I'm trying to say. I think you can tell how much we love food based on the shows that are popular, you know? Man versus Food. They're on round 2 of that. They got a new guy because the first one exploded or whatever. Like, do we need to do that show again? I don't think we do. Did we not learn the first time around? I did. I learned what'll happen to your body if you eat terrible every day for 6 years. And if you think I'm wrong, watch an episode from season 1 of Man vs. Food, then immediately watch an episode from season 6 of Man vs. Food. You'll see the difference. That guy was way skinnier when he started, and he had an amazing vocabulary. Where'd that go? Watch season 1. The guy is super articulate. He's like, folks, there's a symphony of flavor going on in my mouth right now. When I crunch down, I got heat from the peppers. I got sweet from the relish. There's salt in the bacon. This place is amazing. They've made perfect harmony in the form of a sandwich. But then 6 years later, he's like, this is yummy. This is so good. I think it's too easy to eat terrible. That's what I think it is, you know? Because it wasn't that long ago where it's like, you want to eat bad, you got a couple places you can go to. Now they compete with each other to see who can offer something worse for you. Wendy's has a sandwich called Son of Baconator. Their food is having kids when they're closed. Do you understand how bad that is for you? That's how I order it too. I'm like, give me a Baconator and one of his children. I don't know. You got a boy? They usually taste better. Golden Corral is a thing. You can go there once. You can't go twice. Because there's no way to not look at other people eating there. There's no regulations on what people are and aren't allowed to do with their food. And that's why I'm out. It's like, no, I understand the value of giving me access to this chocolate fondue fountain for $8, but I'm not going to use it because I just saw that guy pass by with his prime rib. Hey, that's not gravy. Oh, I know. What's that? It's whipped cream on corn on the cob. It's called cream corn, all right? I'm trying to have lunch, if you don't mind. You can order bad food off a TV. QVC sells food. The shopping channel, they have food on there. You can have 4 dozen individually wrapped, frosted sugar cookies delivered to your front door. They'll give you 6 months to pay it off. That blows my mind that that's an option. Why is that an option? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. If you're buying a laptop or a living room set, sure. But if you have to put cookies on Easy Pay, maybe don't get the cookies, okay? And then the next channel over tells you how to get rock hard abs in 90 days. I fell for that one too. P90X. I got it. It's a 90-day program. I made it 15 minutes, about 15 minutes. It was hard. Nobody on those DVDs looked like me. Once again, that should have been my clue that I was in the wrong place. Every person on there yelling at me like they know me, telling me to keep going no matter how much it burns. Well, you look like you've been doing it since you could walk. How about just one guy that looks like me, laying on the ground, out of breath before the warm-up's over? You know what I'm saying? I might check out disc 2 just to see what happened to that guy. They're like, well, we lost Kevin yesterday, but we're glad that you're back. Because today is all about that core. I don't know, it just wasn't for me. And I'm sure you're like, well, you probably had a bad attitude about it. No, I didn't. I had the right attitude. I upgraded to the multicolored resistance bands. I expedited the shipping. I wasn't even looking for it. I'm just on the couch, minding my own business, watching TV. And this dude comes on, he's like, hey man, you want a 6-pack? Yeah. You want it in 6 months? I mean, 3 would be better. Done. So I called him, put it in, and within seconds, immediately regretted every decision I had ever made in my life that led me up to that moment. Because I was terrible at it right from the beginning. And I think that's why I got so frustrated, you know? Because, like, let's say this is where my health was. And I see the P90X DVD, and I'm like, that's it. That's going to be my ticket. I'm about to get jacked up. But I was so bad at it that when I took it out, I didn't want to do anything. I just sat around watching TV, eating Oreos. I tried every kind of Oreo they came out with. Almost out of spite. Like I was trying to hurt P90X's feelings. You know when you see your ex, when you're with your new one, you're like, this is who I'm with now. That's how I was with P90X, just eating Oreos right in their face. How you like that, Tony? And by the time I snapped out of that funk and I felt like I wanted to be active again, I was down here. I was like, dude, this is not fair. I'm fatter because I tried P90X. And that's how it went with everything. Diets. I tried every kind of diet. I was on this Minecraft diet, 3 square meals a day. Did nothing. Exercise programs, gym memberships. About the Fitbit. Everybody was like, Josh, that's what you need is a Fitbit. Technology. You can track your progress right from your phone. You'll love it. Got the nicest Fitbit they make. Vibrates, sends you little messages. I've just learned to ignore it like everything else that's ever tried to help me live a longer, happier life. Be like, want to go for a walk? No, I'm good. What I need is a Quitbit. That's what I need. I need someone to invent that. Just a device that'll buzz and send me little messages that reaffirm this lifestyle I've grown to love. You're doing great. Go back to bed. Oh, okay. Who wants meatballs? I want meatballs. They're on QVC right now. Oh, okay. And they were. I'm loaded up on meatballs for 2 years. I'll have them paid off in February. It's great. What I realized is that I was watching P90X in the first place. Like, that was what was doing me wrong. Because if you watch it long enough, you're like, everybody looks like this, you know? But now what I do is when it comes on, I turn it off and I put on Trainwreck TV to remind myself there's a lot of people out there way worse off than I am. So if I can just maintain this, I'm cool with that. That's the way to do it. Like, it's so much easier to achieve your goals when you don't set any. Like, seriously, you just wake up. You're like, I've won the day. I was watching those shows already. I was just watching them wrong. Intervention, Freaky Eaters, I didn't know I was pregnant. All those shows. I used to think they were sad. Now I think they're great for building self-esteem. And I understand some people have a problem with that. I'm just telling you what works for me. Because sometimes I'll be sitting in my hotel and I'll think, I don't know if I'm going to have a good show tonight. And then I turn on My Strange Addiction. I'm like, yes, I am going to have a good show tonight. And I know I am, because I'm not going to go out and eat toilet paper when it's over. That's how I know. I don't know if you watch My Strange Addiction, but I have a strange addiction for that show. I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's fantastic. Every episode is pretty much the same. There's a woman eating or drinking something no human is supposed to consume. And then there's a guy doing kind of creepy stuff. One lady, my favorite is this one lady who eats couch cushions. She opens up the pillows on her couch and then eats the stuffing out of them. And my favorite part about her is when she's done, she immediately zips it back up, like she's trying to keep the rest of it fresh for later, right? Like, get the hair out, zip, chip clip. So funny. So funny. All those shows are on the Learning Channel. That's hilarious to me. So funny. We have 700 stations. One of them is called the Learning Channel. That's where you put those shows? What are you trying to teach me? Because I'll tell you what, the only thing I've learned from watching the Learning Channel is there's crazy people everywhere. And that's accurate. I don't care what part of town you live in, there are crazy people close by you. And if you ever want to meet them, just see what they're like. It's super easy. Have a garage sale. That's all you do. Put it on Craigslist and in the paper that you're having a garage sale. And a freak show will form on your lawn 2 hours before the garage sale is even scheduled to begin. I'm looking through the blinds. I was like, we said 10, right? Well, they're here. Look like the Walking Dead out there. It was like, brains. No, that says bargains. I don't know if you've had a garage sale and you know what I'm talking about, but it makes me hate people. I'm not going to lie to you. It really bothers me. I don't know why I do it every year, but... Because those people I just talked about, they're a real thing. There's a term for them in the garage sale community. They're called early birds. And apparently I'm a jerk because I didn't put in the ad. They weren't supposed to be there. This lady's just standing out there. I was like, can I help you, ma'am? She's like, well, I'm here for the garage sale. I'm like, well, you're about 2 hours early. Well, it didn't say no early birds. This is how bad it got. This is not a joke. Last time we had a garage sale, press the button to open the door. There is a woman crouched down who raised up with the garage door. Like she's in a 90s boy band video, just kind of stepping in. I was like, get out of here. No, this is not Black Friday. There is nothing in here worth the effort you are exerting right now. I get so mad. Same characters, just different faces. I'll tell you who the worst one is. Guy who just watched 3 episodes of American Pickers and now thinks he's Indiana Jones. This guy, every time, just walks right up. Hey man, you got any antiques? No sir, I'm 35. I don't know why you thought this was the place to begin a treasure hunt. But here's the problem. No matter how annoyed you get, you gotta be nice to him. You can't say whatever you want. That's hard for me to do. Do you understand? I'm like, no, sir, there's no antiques, but there's some great deals. This toaster, check this out. We got married last year. We don't need 2 toasters. So we're selling this one, and it's $1. And they'll talk you down. Doesn't matter how good your pricing is. If they've seen an episode of Pawn Stars, it's negotiating time. Now he's sweating over my toaster for half an hour. Oh, buddy, I don't know. I mean, I need a toaster, and that's what's that? It's a Sunbeam. I mean, it's all right, you know. It ain't like a KitchenAid or a Hamilton Beach, you know, something I might get excited about. I'm trying to find one of them Oster toasters. Anybody around here selling one of them? It's a stainless steel, double-wide chamber. That thing will burn a frozen bagel in 12 seconds. That thing's bad. I mean, what am I going to do with this? Make toast? Well, the springs are still good. What'd you say, $1? No, man. No, I'd like to do business with you, but I mean, we're just so far apart right now. I don't know. I mean, I could probably, what's today? Wednesday? It's gonna be tough, but I mean, I could probably go 25 cents. 25 cents? I'll beat it over your face for free. How about that, buddy? Because let me tell you something. Watching you leave with a broken nose will be worth way more than $1 at this point. It's $1, sir. It's a toaster. That still works for $1. No, screw this guy, honey. I got thrown out of my own garage sale. She made me leave. But I couldn't just go. I was like, all right, I'm leaving. But I want everybody to know something. I will not be disrespected in my own garage. And because of how all you're acting, I'm taking the toaster. And the Beanie Baby with the mystery stain. And the PlayStation 1 without any games, controllers, or a power cord, and a lid that does have to be taped closed when you want to use it. That's right, they're all coming back inside. And I carried them back into the house, along with my pride. And the next day, the very next day, as I drove that stuff to Goodwill, where I would lose money in the gas that it took to get it there. I got on the phone with my manager. I said, book me for a special on VidAngel because I got some stuff I need to get off my chest. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you had a good time. And we'll see
you next time. Looking good. Yes, Provo. Utah. February. Yeah, winter does not affect you people. Foot ice on the highway, foot of snow on top of that, you're still going 90 miles an hour. That's what the side windows are for. My first time ever in Provo, went out today and did what everyone does the first time they come to Provo. I went to Walmart because I wanted to look nice. I love Walmart because you can think your life's pretty screwed up, and then you go to Walmart, you're like, oh, geez, look at those people. Driving around town, I passed a house for sale by the owner. Well, who else? You ever been sitting around? I noticed Joe and Mary Ann, they're hardly ever home. I think I'm going to sell their stuff. House for sale by neighbors. Driving yesterday, I passed a picnic area, no facilities. What a great concept here. How many times you've been driving down the road thinking to yourself, man, have I got to take a picnic? You guys like magic? Yeah, I don't do any. The only thing that appears out of nowhere for me is the police. I always say stupid things and they pull me over. You know how fast you were going? I'm like, well, apparently it's very catchable, right? I got a picnic like a racehorse. Maybe you can tell I'm from the South. I live in New York now. Where are you from?
Virginia.
Virginia, all right. Neighbors. Things are different where we live, right? Like the crime. Like they won't break into your house where I'm from, but they'll hook it up to a hitch. You could be driving home past your house. Hey, there's our stuff. Right? Dogs trying to keep up. I got biscuits in there. People would ask me, why you live in the South? I'd be like, that's where my stuff is. Here's the one I didn't like. What's it like living in the South? I would make stuff up. Oh, it's great. We got glaciers and unicorns. And Spider-Man lives there. It's like living anywhere else. Get up in the morning, gather your stuff up, and head on home. I travel. That's what I do, people. I do a lot of flying. Anybody else? Yeah. This is how I think they should board airplanes now. Now boarding anyone that doesn't have a ton of stuff to drag onto the plane. Next, we'll begin boarding people that understand the alphabet and numerology. Have you seen these people sitting in row 21D, checking every row? 1, no, 2, no. Sit down. You ever fly with creepy people? Yeah, like this guy might do something to the plane. Start asking them questions. So what are you doing next week? Make sure they got plans for the future. And if you're sick and you have to fly, I understand, but take some medicine, drink a bottle of something. Don't be sitting there coughing and sneezing all over me. I had a lady on the plane blowing her nose, putting the Kleenexes on the food tray. Yeah, and my shampoo's got to be in a plastic bag? Put her in a plastic bag and let my shampoo roam freely. Do a lot of driving. You ever been driving down the highway, get off the highway, and immediately get back on the highway so you could be in a different group of idiots? Yeah, I'm one of the idiots. I'm serious. I used to try and be a good driver. I've given up. I took my mirrors off. Screw everybody. That's great. So, my big thing all day, I love to watch TV. I love to watch the TV. You guys watch TV? I love the news. Hate it when they tease you with the news during the commercials. Try to get you to stay up late at night. Tornadoes in the area, find out if you've been hit at 10. I'm gonna stay up a while. Big story in the news for me, just happened again. Every month, our government has to pass a bill to borrow more money to keep running. It scares me that I have better credit than our country. I found some things to waste money on. Every 10 years, a census. Millions of people spending millions of dollars to count people. Don't you think if they wanted to count the population, they would count the birth certificates, the death certificates? Subtract. That's how we do it in the South, right? Takes about an hour, we're back on the streets. Here's a story I hate on the news every night. The terrorists are on the news, giving them publicity. If I was an anchorman, had to report these stories, I would say things to make the terrorists mad. Like I would call ISIS is. I'd be like, the new terrorist group is angry. And they want to attack New York, because they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. This just in, Donald Trump says that now that he's elected, is going to be a was. World's gone crazy, hasn't it, buddy? It's getting to the point where everyone's going to need to carry a weapon. And you know Apple will be all over that. Introducing the iGun. You can defend yourself in an attack. Call the police. Take a picture of the attacker. Post it on Twitter. And then listen to your favorite music while you wait for the authorities to come. It's the iGun. Watching the Trump channel today. CNN. It says. Seems like he's being investigated by every organization in the world. Can you imagine if Trump goes to jail? Going to be an interesting season on Orange is the New Black. I travel for my job. I have some fun things I do. I've been to Las Vegas. Have you been there? Yeah. Sure. Next time you go, do what I do every time I go. Billboards everywhere. 1-800-GAMBLER. Do you have a gambling problem? I call them every time. I'm like, yeah, you think I could borrow $100? Been to New York? Anybody from New York? I love New Yorkers. Here's why. No filter. Here's what I'm thinking. You're going to hear it. Sitting at a bar in Rochester. Guy next to me goes, where are you from? I go, from the South. He goes, yeah, I couldn't live there. I go, why not? You should check it out. The women are very beautiful. Swear the guy looks at me and goes, yeah, I don't know if I could be with no chick that sounds stupid. I'm like, I see what you're saying, Einstein. I've been to Hawaii. Have you been there? I ran the marathon there. Stupidest thing I ever did in my life. My feet caught on fire. It took forever to finish the race. I'm getting to the finish line. They're taking the tents down. I'm like, I'm not done yet. And the lady's like, it's Wednesday. Tough. Been to Arizona. Have you been there? My parents lived there, spent a week with them. Found this out, the best time I ever had in my life, every night as a kid, in front of the TV with my mom and my dad. Watching my dad try to stay awake past 9 o'clock. He's Every night, 8 o'clock in the recliner, eyeballs icing up. Whoa. 8:15, minor head bobs, 2 to 3 inches. 8:30, Ray Charles. 8:45, out like a light. 9 o'clock, we're in the kitchen with a can of Ready Whip. So I used to do that. You could do anything while Dad was sleeping. Set the dog on fire, tie up Mom, have a beer, anything. Except for change that channel. What are you doing? Can't you see I'm watching this show? Like, come on, Dad, I've seen this one. They don't get off the island. My dad was tired because he worked hard. He was an auto worker, built cars. He'd come home mad. What'd you kids do all day? We're like, nothing. Got built 100 cars. We'll build you something. And then we got older and cockier. It's like, what'd you kids do all day? I'm like, Dad, you know them cars you've been building? Wrecked one. See, now you're up to 100 a day. You gotta be able to fix that one in half an hour. Because you the man. My mom, the woman, she would not stop working Saturday morning, 6 o'clock in your bedroom running the vacuum. No, you go back to sleep. You wouldn't even know I'm in here. Like, come on, they're wooden floors. Mom gave us a lot of jokes. Remember goofing off in front of them at the relatives? She's like, you want me to come over there and slap you? No. My all-time favorite, act your age. Like, all right, I'm 8. My grandpa told me to do that. Tried it on my parents, didn't work out so well. Had a great grandfather. Anybody else have a cool grandfather? Sure. Grandpas are great. They can do things us kids would only dream of doing. Like tell my dad to sit down and shut up. Remember that day? Like, Dad, Grandpa said sit down and be quiet. Here he comes, here he comes. You're gonna get us both grounded. Wouldn't that be cool? Your dad's grounded, you're not? Outside knocking on the window. Come on out, I got the car keys. Worst thing for me growing up, hand-me-downs. Anybody else? Yeah. My oldest brother, 19 years older than me. I would get stuff, and a year later, it would come back in style. I'm going to see Pink Floyd looking like Greg Brady. Plenty of seats over here, everybody. Now I'm 56 years old. Anybody my age or older? A couple of you, sure. Body's starting to play tricks on you?
Yeah.
He said, I don't remember. Stand up, you'll remember. Like, every now and then, a hair inside my nose or ear will go whoop for no reason. No wind, no bug. What was that? Walk around and hit myself. This is what I do now. I'm 56. I have to stand up 5 seconds before I need to start walking. I need to stand up and go, oh. I'm all right. Or I'll be walking along having a fine day, just a fine, perfect day, and my knee will go on break. I'll be like, man, I can't believe how nice it is today. I sure hope the fish are biting when I get down to that. Look like a chicken trying to get home. Ever wake up injured? Right, like, what is wrong with my wrist? Oh yeah, I made a bowl of ice cream yesterday. I have to warm up to make ice cream. I'm out there. I practice ice cream safety. Ever get a cramp in a weird place? Like your eye? Was I looking at it too hard? This is what I do now. I'm 56. I can watch a squirrel for like an hour. That's what I do when he jumps to the next tree. Then the next day I'm like, what's wrong with my knee? Oh yeah, I've been squirrel watching. You ever do this? You ever lose something that's in your hand? You're like, man, I haven't seen my phone in a while. Well, I should have somebody call and see if it rings. Some of you done that today. Here's something I do all the time. Now, I would come out of a store, no idea where I parked my car. Ever lose your own car? Nothing says loser more than walking around the mall parking lot hitting the panic button. You're like, dink, dink. Come on, horn, we're lost. It's snowing, we're cold. One time, I spent a half an hour at the airport parking lot looking for my car before I realized someone had dropped me off at the airport. Ever try to get into a car that looks like yours? Think you've unlocked the door, rip your fingernails off because the door's still locked? And the guy in the car is like, you're an idiot. It's running. Wipers. Policemen. Have to wear reading glasses? Anyone else? Yeah. Sometimes I forget them. Worst case scenario, restaurant. Low lighting, small words on the menu. I forget my reading glasses. I have to order what I think they have. I go to a steakhouse, you better believe it. Give me a steak. Mexican, you know I love them. Couple of tacos. Olive Garden, gotta have it. Plate of olives. And I used to be able to eat anything, anytime, anywhere. Now, if I had a cheeseburger past 9 o'clock, it sounds like my stomach is re-killing the meat. It's like... And it's embarrassing, sitting around with a bunch of your friends, your stomach's going... Like, is that your stomach? No, it's my ringtone. Gotta call, gotta go. It's embarrassing. Ever try to do something you haven't done in a while? Find out a little bit too late, you can't do it anymore. Remember you're a kid, you run through the park, come across the fence, put your hands on top, throw your legs over, keep running, not miss a beat. But you haven't been in that park in 10 years. You're a little slower, a little fatter, gravity has got a pretty good hold of you at this point. Everything in your head says, don't do it, you're an idiot. Everything in your heart says, I'll give it one more try. So you take off running for that fence. You can hear your heart beating in your ears, just going, abort, 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 abort. Get up to that fence, put your hands on top, throw your legs up, and they only go 2 feet high, and the fence is 3 feet high, and you smash into that fence. 10 seconds later, a 16-year-old boy hits upload, and you are now a viral sensation. They say when you get older, gravity's hard on you, right? Makes everything sag and droop and blah, blah, blah. I'm happy for gravity. Could you imagine if fat went up? We'd all be walking around like bobblehead dolls in retirement. Hey, how you doing? Hardly hold my head up anymore. Getting older is tough. You ever put something somewhere so you won't lose it? Then you forget where you put it? So you gotta go looking for it. And while you're looking for it, you find other things that you put places so you wouldn't lose them. Now you gotta find new places to put these things so you won't lose them. Finally find what you were looking for? You don't need it anymore. Can't watch the medical shows anymore? Like the doctors? Or just a simple commercial with medicine in it, because if I listen too closely, I think I have the problem. Because the symptoms are so vague, aren't they? Like, do you have achiness? I have that. Do you have trouble sleeping at night? I have that too. I have that. Find yourself lost in a mall parking lot looking for your car lot these days? I have that really bad. I have mad cow disease. I have dyslexia. I really do. A lot of people think I don't have it. It's comedy, plan B. I have dyslexia, not a bad disease. I can use those handicapped parking spaces. Just gotta back the car in. Here's my favorite dyslexic joke. You know that book didn't begin like I thought it would. What a turn pager. I have a mustache. People think you have a mustache, you're a tough guy. I'm a sissy. I cried during American Idol. I'm like, Timmy's going home. I can't believe it. Bikers come up to me all the time. You ride? And I'm like, ride what? They're like, hogs. I go, no, my feet drag on the ground. Got me a horse. I'm a big boy now. Terrible getting old. People think you have a mustache? You're handy. Try to trick you into fixing their things. Hey, you know anything about air conditioning? Yeah, it's magical. I set the house on fire hanging a picture on the wall. Fireman's like, it happens a lot. I'm like, really? He goes, no, you're an idiot. I start crying. People think you have a mustache, you should be able to work on your own car. I don't know anything about cars. You know what the check engine light means to me? Car is almost broken. If that light goes out, we're in trouble. When it first came on, I thought it was just a light letting me know that I had an engine. Engine check. I would get in other people's car and go, how do you know you got an engine? You should get a light. It's a good job being a comedian. Don't always want to be a comedian. Someday I want to open a construction company called, man, looks pretty good. Some guy on the side of the truck. Anybody got a job you don't like? Terrible job? Oh, yeah, what do you do back there? Sales. That's awfully vague. You sell name tags. So that's kind of hard, right? You got to guess their name. Are you Bob? I got a couple Bobs over here. What kind of name tags? for whatever they need, all right? So you should just wait for people that don't have a name tag on. I could hook you up. Rest of us got them all. I think you should have one on too. Well, you're the first name tag salesman I ever met in my life. Can you get me one? All right. I feel lucky. That's a good job right there. People need name tags. Like at the store, they got name tags. I'm trying to think of another place. Like corporate events and things like that. Yes, see, all right, I'm getting closer. Well, that's not a bad job. People will always need name tags. Until we start painting our names on our head or something. Shaving it inside. You're good. Don't snap at work. People snap at work all the time. I heard a voice. Only job I think I might hear voices on, bank teller. Week into that job, them $100 bills be going, psst. Won't you take us home tonight? All right, all right, all right. Let me get my name tag. We'll be on our way. That's the worst job ever. Any bank tellers here? Terrible job all day long. This ain't mine, this ain't mine, this ain't mine, this ain't mine. A lot of jobs I could never do. Like, I could never be a doctor. Any doctors here? Yes. What do you do? Family doctor. So you just bring them all in at once? Try and find the sick one? That's a good job right there, right? I could never do your job. If I didn't know what's wrong with you, I would just make something up. I'd be like, I'm sorry to tell you, but you have uglyosis. You should eat more bananas. That'd be my remedy for everything, buddy. I'd be looking at your x-rays. I think you sprained your spatula. You should eat more bananas. I could never be in the military. Anybody in the military? I could never do that job. I don't know about you guys. I would run out of ammunition every day. They'd be like, Foss, 5 days in a row, you've run out of ammunition. I think I saw something. Like, we're in Utah. You never know. I could never be a politician. I'm lazy. I would just say whatever the people wanted to hear. That joke's over. If you don't like any of my jokes, I got a website, I got Facebook, write me and complain. I don't know a lot about computers. You seem surprised. Worst thing for me, my computer, I have to buy something for it. They like that. Go down to the store, hey, I need something for my computer. They're like, well, what kind of computer you got? Ooh, there's one I wasn't ready for. It's kind of almond color. It's like a TV, but it's not. Here's the problem. I'm pushing that little blue button and my cup holder's not sliding out. Have to be careful online. The other night I was online, hit the wrong button, bought the Cleveland Browns. I got them in the garage there. I'm very happy. I don't even shut the door. I just painted the goal line across there, and they will not go over that thing. I have a cell phone. You got cell phones, right? There's one right there. Sure. Be careful. A couple weeks ago, driving down the highway, a delivery van pulls out in front of me. I got to slam on the brakes, spill my coffee, and I'm angry. But the company's phone number is on the side of the truck. I'm like, bloop, 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 bloop. Hey, one of your idiot drivers just pulled out in front of me. I had to slam on the brakes, spill my coffee, and I'm mad. He's like, is this the idiot in the brown Chevy truck back there? I'm like, no. Travel around wherever I go. I love to play sports. I'm a golfer. Any golfers? Yeah. Right back there. You any good? No. Yeah. I'm terrible too. Don't worry about it. I'm the only golfer in the country who needs a compass for his second shot. My idea of a good round of golf, leaving with the same people I came with. Sometimes I come out of the woods, they are gone. And I always end up golfing the guy, duffs a tee shot, 3 in the woods, 4 in the pond, in the sand trap, 20 minutes. Finally get it in the hole, you go, what'd you get? And they're like, 4. I did so. I love fishing. Guys would go fishing just because there's a little beer involved, right? Like, I'm ready. Oop, forgot my pole. I'm driving by Lake Erie one day, 2 guys fishing, dressed in full camouflage. These boys are drinking, right? Like the fisher going, darn y'all, look, a bush with a pole. Ever watch fishing on TV? The worst. I was watching fishing on TV. Guy in his boat, he had a fish finder. I'm like, pretty sure they're in the water. And you ladies go fishing? Right here, you put the worm on the hook. Oh, I can't do that. That's like knitting with live yarn. I can't. All my worms end up back in a box on crutches. Man, he messed us up. Look at me. And the worst at these things, can't hunt. Last year I got a 1-point buck. Would have been an 8-point, but his head hit the bumper real square. Kind of crinkled up my trophy. Now I got a deer over the fireplace. Looks like he's gonna sneeze. The worst. Hunter, you a hunter? Yeah. You're a big guy. Got the camouflage. Got the beard. You wouldn't even need a gun. You'd be like, get in the truck. Love sports. Like football. Who's your favorite football team? Cowboys? Broncos? I like college football. I think they make too much money in the pros. $10 million a year. I should never see a guy making $10 million a year limping to the sideline. He should have to stay in the game till something falls off. Too much celebration in football. A guy will make a tackle. Yeah, look at me, I knocked someone down. You're making $10 million a year. Shut up. For $10 million a year, your helmet ought to light up and a flare should out your uniform somewhere. You don't see blockers running around. Look at me, I got in the way. If I'm making $10 million a year, only time I will celebrate, every 2 weeks when I get my darn check. I'll be headbutting people I don't even know. 6 figures, 2 weeks of work, who's the man? Drive it back to the high school and show it to that math teacher thought I was stupid. 6 figures, 2 weeks of work, who's the man? Here's an apple, I can afford him now. Love some sports. I'm married. Any married people? Right down here. How long you been married?
Year and a half.
Year and a half. You still happy?
Oh, yeah.
Keep it up, buddy. My wife is beautiful. Kind of famous, too, fictional writer. Maybe you've read one of her checks. So, man, a year and a half, yeah. I don't know why I got married. I'm not good at it. I don't have what it takes to be in a successful relationship. I'm not a mind reader. I had a woman tell me one time, you should know that about me. I'm like, well, you should know that I'm not going to know that about you. That makes you twice as dumb as me. My wife is beautiful and doesn't know it. Always on a diet. Been on a diet 2 years. I'm thinking mathematically, she should be gone by now. We'll get dressed to go somewhere. She's like, honey, do I look fat in this? Oh, you're just saying that to make me feel good. What's the guy supposed to say? Well, sure, you look a little. Like, I didn't know you could pick up the TV. You would never see a guy come down. Honey, do I look fat in this? Because she would go, yes. You plus clothes equals more. And you might want to take that white sweatshirt off or a snowplow will push you in the corner of a parking lot. Like, lighten up, baby, it's Christmas. Year and a half, everything's all right, you guys argue? Not really. You just don't know you're in one. When the furnace is on, but it's still a little chilly. Me and my wife argue over things that don't exist. I'm driving down the road in Canada. I pass a big lake. I'm like, honey, let's go for a walk on the beach. She goes, oh, shoot. I didn't bring any shoes to walk in. I'm like, all my shoes are walkable. Would you buy shoes you couldn't walk in? Who sells them? Hey, sit down, you can't walk in them. Them are sitting down shoes. I'm sorry. I'm like, shoes you can't walk in. Suppose you have your ain't driving pants on, your ain't carrying luggage shirt, and you ain't paying for anything purse, too. So I'm walking home from Canada. In my walking shoes, you got it. Here's a weird argument we had. You're going to have this one someday. We bought a washer because our dryer broke. Dryer spinning around, seizes up. I'm standing in Sears. She goes, what do you think? I go, it's kind of nice, but it's a washer. We just need a dryer. Oh, we're going to get a washer too. I'm like, why is that? Because when the washer breaks, we may be able to find a white one to match the dryer. Because white is such a rare appliance color. I mean, we're getting a new washer because our other one is yellow? How about if I swing through hardware and pick us up a can of paint? So I'm walking home from Sears, carrying a very white washer. You can't win an argument with a woman, can you, fellas? No. You know why? If you're about to win the argument, they will change the subject. She'll be like, I've never been to California. I've never been to California. Where'd you get that t-shirt wearing? That's another thing. Every time I go to California, you're looking at other women. My wife is funny. We had a cookout, bunch of guys sitting around bragging about who had the nicest house. One guy goes, our house is so clean you can eat off the floors. She goes, you can eat off our floors too. There's some Doritos right there. Chicken finger, help yourself. Don't ever forget her birthday, buddy. That'll be the worst day of your life. I forgot my wife's birthday one time, never happened again. In fact, now I keep a present for her in the trunk of the car at all times. I'm back there going, oh no, I hope she needs a jack. So, yeah, good luck to you, my friend. One of the great things I get to do with my job, I travel around the world entertaining our troops. Been to Iraq several times. Everything went well for me till I found out I didn't get a gun. They give the comedians a helmet, a vest, and a sleeping bag. I'm like, hey, I don't see a gun in here nowhere. I'm sorry, sir, we cannot give you a gun. I'm like, are you kidding me? I will gladly trade this pile in for a gun. I'm sorry, sir, we cannot give you a gun. Oh, great, we're under attack. Don't worry, guys, I'll block for us. Ding, 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 ding. I did so much complaining about not getting a gun, they let me fire a round off from a tank. Yeah. Well, I thought the guy said, sure, go ahead. Turns out he said, get out and don't bump your head. Who knows how to drywall? Stupid thing we did in Iraq. We did a show at night on top of the compound we're staying in the north somewhere. It is 9 o'clock at night, pitch black out, the only light for miles, shining on me. Shaking in my boots. Went to Bahrain. They flew us out to an aircraft carrier. Ever get a chance to go on one of these ships? My advice to you, do not board this ship dressed like a pirate. They don't think that's funny. I get off, I'm like, hey, take me, Captain. So I'm swimming back to Bahrain. Went to Japan after the tsunami and the earthquake, doing shows for the Navy over there. Navy commanders on base all day going, there's no danger of radiation. I'm like, you are kidding me. Why is my Orville Redenbacher popping and it's not in the microwave? Today, I charge my phone by holding it tightly. Two of my all-time favorite jokes of all time. Little boy walks in the kitchen. He says, Mom, I'll be good all day for $5. She says, want to be like your dad and be good for nothing. It is hot up here. So a retired couple go to the county fair. Walking around the county fair, they come across a display, biplane rides for $10. Husband says, honey, I've always wanted to ride in a biplane. Let's do that. She goes, we ain't got $10. $10 is $10 and you ain't going. It's like, work my whole life, provided for the family, never miss a day's work. No, that's right. We ain't got $10. $10 is $10 and you ain't going. The pilot hears a couple arguing, wants to get rid of them. Walks over and says, I'll make you two a deal. I'll take both of you on that plane. If you be quiet the whole flight, I'll give it to you for free. But if I hear one peep back there, $10. So they agree. They take off on the plane. As soon as the wheels leave the ground, the pilot pulls the plane up and climbs as high as it will climb. Climb no higher, turns the engine off, they come spiraling back to the earth. At the last second, turns it on, pulls it up, 2 barrel rolls, 2 loopy-loops, straight up and down, barrel rolls, loopy-loops for an hour, tries to scare this couple, not a peep. Finally gives up, takes the plane back to fair, lands it, turns the engine off, turns around, and the woman is gone. He says, sir, what happened? He goes, well, that first barrel we did, she fell out. I was going to say something, but $10 was $10. Thank you so much.